Hello, hello, lovely writers, and welcome to another Writerly Wednesday. Today, I really want to talk to all of you perfectionists out there, or maybe you consider yourself a recovering perfectionist. But I tell you what, even if you feel like you've recovered, chances are that some of those old tendencies can be sneaking up on you. And I really want to help you get past it because there are three main reasons why those old perfectionist ways are killing your manuscript before you even get to what you want to write. Now, of course, as always, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, click on that little bell next to it, and you will make sure that you get any new videos that we have coming for Writerly Wednesday filled with tips and tricks to help you finally finish your manuscript and get it out into the world and enjoy yourself while you're doing it. But having said that, let's dive into today on why perfectionism is killing your manuscript. The first reason, and you may already have experienced this, but it's stopping you before you even start. Right? Have you felt that? You've got such high expectations for this manuscript or for your writerly process that because everything isn't perfectly aligned and you aren't sure what you're going to write or how you're going to do it or exactly how much time you'll have, you don't even start. This is a really sneaky self-sabotage. And so I want to encourage you, if that sounds like you, stopping before you start, to just begin with really small steps. Whether you've started your manuscript or not, if you've taken a break on it and you want to get back to it, allow yourself to do that by just giving small little moments where you will honor focusing on that manuscript. So it could be 5 minutes to start, 15 even better, 30 even better, and just see how you go. The truth is that you can edit words that are written, but you can't edit what's not there. And we want to keep you moving forward rather than stuck in this place of pause forever and ever and ever. The second way that perfectionism is sneaking in and killing your manuscript is it's taking you longer as you second guess everything that you write. Is this the right word choice? Is it the right thing I should be writing here? Would the character even say this? I mean, look, the sky is the limit as far as ways that your internal editor may not be helping you move forward. And so what I want you to do, and you may have seen this in a past video, probably a while ago, but I often talk about the internal editor. The tip to get past this is to make friends with that internal editor, meaning instead of trying to block it out, which clearly hasn't been very successful, I want you to take notice, take note, and then say, thank you so much. I'm going to move forward, even if it's wrong, but I promise, internal editor, I'm going to come back and look at that. Now, there are multiple ways that I've had my clients do this sort of work. You can write it in the manuscript itself in a different font or with italics so that you know where to go back to. You can write it on a notepad next to your writing station so you know to go back to it. And you can't fake it because, of course, you're talking to an aspect of yourself. A third tip might be to use the editorial tool capital T, capital K, and that way you can do a search later on and go back and find all of those places where your internal editor gave you a bit of a heads up, like that was the wrong word. What are you thinking? You say, you know what? That's probably true. Thank you. I'm going to put that in here, but I'm going to continue to move forward anyway. That starts you on a path of moving forward until you get to the end, which is our goal. Your first draft is not going to be perfect anyway. It never would, right? I have started a new phrase. You'll know this old chestnut, practice makes perfect. But even this week, and maybe some of you have experienced home learning or homeschooling with your children because of the times that we live in, and I've found myself consciously switching that phrase, practice makes perfect, with my daughter to practice makes progress. And that's what we're looking for. So don't let your internal editor stop you from making progress We don't want perfection. It doesn't actually exist. Let's just make progress, right? The third way that your perfectionism is killing your manuscript is it's actually causing a disconnect between you and your characters, or you and your story, or both. And that is really a death knell. When we travel, even if you think, oh, I'm thinking of my story ideas in my head, the truth is it drops down to here. Whether you're writing fiction or non, it must drop from a totally cerebral practice to something that feels heart and soul led. That's just a truth. But if you are stopping yourself by second guessing, doing the stop start, having arguments in your mind with your internal editor, thinking that you must have something perfect or already, or the paragraph before must be polished before you move forward, it's causing you to stay in that conscious mind. And the truth is that the garden of creativity is totally lush and beautiful in your subconscious, but you, in this striving for perfection, are actually keeping yourself stuck in the conscious mind, which doesn't have that clean and clear access to all the beauty of your creative imagination. That's a truth. And I don't want that for you. You can still start with that advice that I'd given before, which is make friends with your internal editor so that you can drop down. And if you find yourself sneaking up into your head, take a moment out, take a breath, take a beat, and think, okay, I need to reconnect with my character. You can take even longer than a beat. Have a conversation with your character. You can write it out. Say, I'm really feeling disconnected and distant, right? You're writing this to your character, and see what they say back to you. You can write it back, or you can just hear what your character has to say. I bet that you will get a response. Even if you've never done this kind of work before, this is some of the work that I do both one-on-one as well as in my Writers Flow group when we have our group calls. We dive in to these sorts of tips and tricks and also figure out and have these stories that we share about what our process is like. And it always delights me when I hear writers talking about their conversations with characters. The truth is, you have a story to tell, and it's time to tell it. And waiting for perfection before you keep moving forward means that you may die with that story untold. I believe that's a Maya Angelou quote. I don't want that to happen. You certainly don't deserve it. So please, as always, in the comments, please share with me. Have you tried any of these tricks? Are you experiencing the downfall of perfectionism in your own work, even if you think you've made a real concerted effort to wipe it out? Is it sort of coming back to you like a nasty old smell? I would love to hear about it. Of course, if you have any other tips that have worked for you to keep yourself moving forward to get to the end despite old perfectionistic habits, I would love to hear them. Please email me with any questions you might have for future episodes of Writerly Wednesday. You can reach me at anjanette@storieslife.com. And until next time, I wish you a beautiful writerly week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.